Namaste. Budget 2020. What is this budget 2020 is going to get to us? Are the prices of the goods that we use are going to get dearer or cheaper? Or are we going to get any relief in the income tax we are going to pay? These are the questions that are in our minds. But what are the challenges before the finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman? How is she going to overcome them? Usually, the governments seek to paint a rosy picture of even an ailing economy. They take credit to all that is good and throw the blame squarely at the doors of the opponents, the predecessors, or when convenient to them, on the international economic adverse conditions. It's not possible sometimes to do all this when they seek to placate the people that whatever apparently bad is in their own best interest. We are privy to the budget time phrases. Biting the bullet, short-term pains for long-term gains. Let's have a brief look at the actual scenario of the economy. How is the economy doing? The real gross domestic product as per the CSO advance estimate is 5% in 2019-20 against 8.2% in 2016-17, a year before. In nominal terms, the GDP was 7.5%, 45 years low. Then unemployment, 6%, 45 years low. There's a kind of vicious circle set in. All the three sectors of the economy are not doing well. Agriculture, industry and services. How is agriculture doing? The agricultural GDP 2018-19 was at 2.75% against 5% the previous year. How is the industry doing? The consumer and capital goods production has slumped. The investment in industry is 30%, which is lower than the 15 years average. That is below 2011-12 peak of 39%. And there is no demand for the goods produced. Because of this slackening demand, the installed capacity of the industries is at 70%. 30% of the installed capacity is not being used. Then the service sector. The service sector, which contributes 54% to the gross value added, its performance last year, 2018-19, as per the economic survey, was 7.5% against 8.1% a year before, 2017-18, which means no sector is performing well. Then there is stagnation. Add to that, there is inflation, stagnation plus inflation, stagflation. The consumer price index was 7.35% in December. 5 years low. Then what is the food inflation? It is 14.12% December 2019. That is much higher than the minus 2.65% registered same month last year. Then the vegetables and onions contributed as much as 60.5% to the food inflation. The employment generating sectors like MSME, medium, small and micro enterprise, was not performing well. So was the construction industry, which provides employment to some 5 crore persons. There is slump in this. And then the bank credit. There is no adequate credit offtake from the banks. The non-performing assets were 12.7%, 9 lakh crore in September 2019. And the forecast is they might increase by 13.2% 2020. Then what's happening? The budget size itself is dwindling over years. Please pause the video, look at the table, how the budget size itself is coming down over years. The budget size in 2009-10 was 17.43% of the GDP. It was still higher before, 18% and more. It has come down in the latest budget of 2019. Last year, 13.2%. So when budget size is coming down, where from the government spend the money? For example, if you look at the budget rupee, the rupee goes budget at a glance. 2019-20. Of 1 rupee, 23 paisa went to the state's share of taxes. What is left with the government was 77 paise. Of this, 47 paise equal to 61% of what is remaining with the government was spent on various essential sectors like interest payment itself was equal to 23% of what is left with the government, defense spending 12%, subsidies 10%, finance commission 9%, then the pension 7%. What is now left with the government after these payouts? 29%. To meet the central and state schemes and other expenditure. Then where is the money for spending on the capital investment which generate the assets? Little was left with the government. Now where from the government should get money? Tax, non-tax and selling of public sector equity. That has been what the government doing. This year's target of selling public sector equity was 1,05,000 crore, of which so far it could sell only to the extent of 20%. And because the economy's performance was poor, incomes were low, the tax receipts of the government were also low, then what the government is going to do? It's concerned with the fiscal deficit. Government is shying away from borrowing the money. So keeping the fiscal deficit within the limits. To show lower deficit, government is doing a kind of window dressing. Instead of directly borrowing, is making the public sector concerns borrow for it. Like NABARD borrowing to meet certain expenditure on the projects and Food Corporation of India borrowing. And these are not shown in the budget. These are off budget expenditure whereby they do not figure in the fiscal deficit. But still, it's the government liability. So either the government has to borrow directly and recourse to that escape route or that escape clause suggested by encasing FRBM review committee. But again, there is a limit set by this committee, 0.5%. That is not sufficient. Government has got to borrow either directly or indirectly, have to go beyond the fiscal deficit targets. No worry, if government borrows, spends them in the area whereby the economy expands, strengthens, incomes are generated, revenues are coming to the government. The vision should change. There is no other alternative. Then what the government is going to do in the area of taxes? Recently, the direct tax task force submitted its report. I think it is in September. That is still to be made public. It has suggested some rejig of the rates, lower rates, and in any case, increasing the rates, certain income brackets by some 5%, and then raising 30% to 35% for the incomes above 2 crore. Maybe somehow the view should change. The government should adapt the progressive rate of taxes, placing heavier weights on broader shoulders. There is no alternative to this. Let's see what Nirmala Sitharaman is going to actually do to meet these challenges. Budget is round the corner. Thank you for watching my channel. Please do subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already. Please also click that bell icon after clicking the subscribe button to get the notification as and when I upload new videos to my channel. Thank you.